I just read a fascinating article from HubSpot titled 60 Sales Statistics That Will Help You Sell Smarter in 2021. I refined the list to share the most valuable data points I found in the article with you here today in this video. We're going to cover topics such as sales follow-up, prospecting, productivity, all the areas you guys focus on and care about on a daily basis. If you plan to sell more in 2022 than you did in 2021, leave a like on this video now and subscribe to the channel because it really helps. Let's get into it right now. I'm going to be reading off my computer, but I'll put a screenshot of all the data points on the screen so that you can read them with me, and we'll go ahead and talk through them. Now, sales prospecting statistics. More than 40% of salespeople say this is the most challenging part of the sales process, followed by closing, 36% of respondents, and qualifying, 22% of respondents. If you find prospecting to be the most difficult part of your job, you're not alone. That's why I created this channel. I was working from home, I was prospecting, I was cold calling, getting body bagged on a day-to-day basis, and it can be lonely at times. It can be hard to self-motivate yourself. So if you're out there working remote, or if you're going in an office, just know that I cold call. The majority of people who watch this channel are cold call. So let's keep cold calling despite the holidays, because now's not the best time of the year to be calling. Stat number 2. It takes an average, this is really mind-blowing, it takes an average of 18 calls to actually connect with the buyer. Think about that when you're cold calling, because it can seem helpless at times. You see the name that you don't actually know them, but you recognize the name because you've called them so many times, or maybe you've spoken with them years ago. Keep calling because that persistence will pay off over time. Only 24% of emails are open. We made an email open rate and response rate video about a week or two ago, so check that out on the channel if you're interested in sales prospecting, cold email videos. We also have cold calling videos, but only 24% of emails are open. That to me seems relatively high. I'm right in between that 20 to 25%, always refining it. So it's an art and a science, and I don't necessarily have the silver bullet line to say, if you do this, then you'll get 100%. We got to keep working towards that. Okay, sales follow-up statistics. This is when it really starts to get interesting. And stick around till the end because we have sales career statistics talking about average pay, tenure, and actual majors from college. And I think you guys are going to find that really eye-opening because I certainly did as well. I made a note of it. So sales follow-up statistics, 80% of sales require 5 follow-up calls, whereas 44% of salespeople give up after 1 follow-up call. When I hear that, it's two-pronged. Number one, while you're prospecting, maybe you have an interesting moment or a warm lead, someone who downloads content, and you want to follow up with them. Or you have the initial conversation, you qualify into a legitimate opportunity, and then as you work through the sales process, it requires follow-up. What this says is that your competitors, even though the data would indicate that they're not following up, you should act as if your competitors are working 24/7 to take everything away from you. Take that urgency into your sales calls and say, I will not stop following up with this prospect until I get in contact with them. Bottom line, until they tell me no or yes, I will not stop calling them. That is my mentality. Number 2, 35 to 50% of sales go to the vendor that responds first. I think that this is an interesting data point because something that I intuitively really try to embody in my day-to-day sales job is urgency. Urgency in the way I move with a purpose, and I'm constantly calling. So when I see an email come through, I respond immediately. When I see a request for a call, I call immediately because by me acting with urgency, that then gives me the right to then expect that from the prospect because I've set the tone that, hey, I'm prompt, I'm timely, I'm gonna be urgent, and I'm gonna get you what you need in a timely manner. Really important. Sales email statistics. I know you guys love the emails. Check this. 8 out of 10 prospects want to talk to sales rep via email over any other medium. There are a lot of data points around social selling, but bottom line, email right now in 2021 to 2022 is the most effective medium or channel for communication. And I think I don't use this to the best of my ability because a lot of the time I say volume, send as many emails as I can. I really need to slow down and start customizing a bit more, but calling's dangerous, but emailing is direct to the prospect and recognize that that is the preferred channel that prospects want to interact in. Okay, sales call statistics. This is one of my favorite areas, but before I get into it, I want to share with you now, if you're enjoying the video, leave a like now. I want as many salespeople to have these data points so that they can sell smarter and hopefully perform better in their sales job. Okay, sales call statistics. This is actually cold call scripts. Using "did I catch you at a bad time" makes you 40% less likely to book a meeting, while asking "how are you" increases your likelihood of booking a meeting by 3.4x. That is what I do on my sales calls. I use "how are you" because I'm trying to humanize it. And a lot of people say, well, you don't actually care how their day is. I do care how their day is, and I let that go through my pitch tone and inflection. So trying to use these crazy lines, "do I have 27 seconds?" that turns people off. Humanize it. You're calling other people at the end of the day. I really like that data point. Sales productivity statistics. As you think about day in the life, what do you actually do? This really embodies it well. Salespeople spend just 1/3 of their day actually talking to prospects. They spend 21% of their day writing emails, 17% entering data, another 17% prospecting and researching leads, 12% going to internal meetings, and 12% scheduling calls. A lot of data points around that. Bottom line is I'm focused on spending as much time as I can on the phone with prospects and customers because that is what actually leads to pipeline and revenue. The time you've been waiting for. Sales career statistics. Average OTE for an AE account executive is $115,000. I think that that's tremendous because if you start in software sales, even if you've been in another industry for a couple years, you may have hesitancy to start as an SDR and work your way up. But if you start as an SDR in 1 to 3 years, you'll easily be making at least $100,000. The typical account executive spends 2.7 years on the job and takes 4.7 months to ramp up. What that tells me is that it takes time to actually see performance. It takes time to actually recognize your max earning potential because you need to ramp up, you need to learn how to do it, and you need to have patience. And that also tells me that a lot of people are short-term thinkers because they're hopping between roles. And I've been at my company for 3 years and 8 months, 7 months. I could see myself staying at Qualtrics for another 5 to 10 years because it's a great organization. If you find yourself lucky enough to be at a great organization, commit to really mastering it and getting good, and that will put you in a position to really enjoy yourself a lot. And the final point here, 1 in 4 salespeople majored in business. I think that makes sense intuitively. The second most popular major, here's the punchline, the degree of life. 17% never attended college. So many of you out there who are watching are saying, I don't have a business degree. I don't even have a college degree. Or if you don't have any experience, that's okay. You still can get the job, but ask yourself, why you? Just because you want it, that's not good enough. That's not a good enough reason. You have to say, what is your unique past experience? What is your personal brand? What do you bring to the table that's going to help the firm drive revenue and the goals they care about? If you enjoyed this video today, make sure for the 3rd time to leave a like on this video. Now, I don't know how you wouldn't have already done it. A fun game. The HubSpot name of this article, sales statistics that will help you sell smarter. Say that 5 times in a row for me. I messed up like 10 times filming this video. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. We're on the road to 5,000. Leave a comment down below for the algorithm. You guys already know what's up. And connect with me on LinkedIn if we haven't already. See you in the next video. Bye.